your hands on 10 and 2 drivers, because we're here on episode 1 of 100 cc's, where we have 100 car chats. That's where we sit in a car going wherever we need to go, and we talk about whatever car we need to talk about. We're going to be running this show on a series of 10 episodes each. So for the first 10 episodes, we're going to be talking about affordable performance cars. So without further ado, cue the B-roll. Alright guys, welcome to episode 1. Today we're going to be talking about the Dodge. Particularly we're going to be talking about the Challengers, the Chargers, and we're going to talk about a couple of miscellaneous cars that, such as the newly revealed Trackhawk, and maybe dive a little into the Grand Cherokee SRT if we have time. So, without further ado, I guess we'll start with the Challengers, mainly because we're in a Challenger. Right now we're in a 2016 Dodge Challenger Scat Pack, so what better than to talk about 2017 Dodge Challenger. I'm going to start off with the low end. We're going to work low to high. So, obviously, going on the low end, you have the SXT Challengers, which are V6s. They're dirt cheap for what they are, and they get you where you need to go. Now, I should set a basic premise that we're not going to be talking super special numbers. We're not going to be talking super techie stuff. We're going to be talking stuff that all-day drivers want to know. People who are just want to know what car they should buy for what their needs are. So, if you need a car that is, or if you want a car, I should say, because this is a car where it's on a want basis, I think, as far as the SXT goes, rather than a need basis. Yeah. If you want a car that looks like an old school muscle car, but you want it to be really cheap, and you don't care if it's super fast, I think the SXTs are okay for you. Why I say that is because it's a V6, so it's not a whole lot of horsepower. It's just I think little over 300, maybe 305 or so, something like that.
Yeah, 305 exactly.
305 horsepower.
It's a 3.6 liter V6.
3.6 liter V6, so it's not going to be loud, it's not going to be grumbly, it's not going to be very fast, but it will go where you need it to go. The big upside on Challengers, I will say, on my opinion, driving one right now, is they are very comfortable. They have good leg room in the front seats. The back room's okay. You're not going to be crushing anyone in the back. The trunk fits a good amount of cargo, so you're not going to be, trying to cram a whole bunch of stuff in. Don't try and fit a refrigerator in here, no matter how small. No. But you can fit crates, you can fit suitcases. I know, guarantee you can fit a golf bag back there if you need to. Back seat, you can fit a child if you need to. A child seat, whatever you want. So if you want that kind of car, it's okay. I would recommend it. There are other cars out there that are around the same price range that are probably more suited for the job, but if you like the specific look of old school muscle, the SXTs aren't a bad way to go. I believe they're hitting around the 20,000s, lower 20,000s, mid 20,000s, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not 100% sure. He can check it since he's got the phone up, but so fairly cheap. Moving on up, we have the RTs. Now there's multiple levels of RT Plus, RT Plus Shaker, RT Scat Packs, and then the super long name, the RT392 Scat Pack Shaker.
Yeah. Ridiculously long name.
The RT Plus, and RT Plus Shaker, they have a 5.7 liter V8 engine. That's running 375 horsepower, I believe, somewhere around there. Torque is somewhere around those numbers, 360s in the torque, I think, as far as foot-pounds go. It's got a little more power. It's got a little more go to it. You'll have a little bit of extra on the interior, such as the seat lining. I believe in the RTs you can get all leather. I think you can get suede. I don't know if you get the Alcantras in them, but I know you have a little more options as far as luxury goes in the RT Plus and the RT and the RT Shaker. A little more power, obviously. It'll get going a little more. I believe all Challengers all around have 245 tires. My Scat Pack is 245, so I don't see why the lower ones would have any different. Again, this is all information you can just kind of find on the internet, so we're not giving you super secret details. So if you want to correct me, feel free to look it up. but it is better, and it's in the 30,000 range. Upper 20s, lower 30s, maybe mid 30s. I think the Shakers hit about 37, 38,000, going upwards of 40, depending on what your loadout is. Not a bad car, good performance, good speed. Now we hit the big daddies, of course. We have the Scat Pack. That's what I would call your low-end big daddy, with the 6.4 liter Hemi V8 engine, 485 horsepower, 475 pound-foot of torque. I know plenty about this car because I've been driving it for months now. This is my daily driver. It does what I need it to do, minus fitting a fridge in the back. That's another story that maybe someday we'll tell you. But it goes. It moves. You'll see in some of the videos. And man, does this thing have power. The dials and everything in here, beautiful. Steering, real good. All the most all of the Challengers have the same steering wheel. Once you hit the SRTs, you get a flat bottom steering wheel. That's not really flat, but they call it a flat bottom. This car, my car specifically, 2016 model, keep in mind, not a 2017. It has heated and vented front seats, heated steering wheel, auto-dimming rear mirror. It's got defoggers all over the place. It's got 20-inch Hyperforge 2 black whatever wheels. 20 inches again. These are 245 tires. Honestly, I don't think these tires are wide enough. These tires break loose occasionally, and sometimes it'll do it when you're not expecting it. So be careful with that if you're buying a car like this. Sorry, I'm getting a phone call. So, I think I was getting into the Uconnect system. Very good system, very easy to use. It's a very phone-like interface. Uses apps. Has a Uconnect app itself for phones, for Android and iOS, that you can connect to your car. The most I can say about it is, without going to super details, is everything's there that you need it to do. The GPS is really nice. Because I'm using it right now. It's really nice. It's intuitive. Once you get a few minutes with it, you'll know what you're doing. I believe this system is made by Sprint as well, so it makes sense that would have a very phone-like feel to it, and it works really well. GPS in it is very good. All sorts of stuff. So, moving on to some people care about performance, and then we'll get into a little more about comfort. I know I touched it a little bit, but we won't do too long on it. Performance, again, 485 horsepower. This thing does 0 to 60 in whatever number, around 4 seconds. Quarter mile in around 12 seconds, something like that, if you care about that. As an average person, I like the speed. As someone who likes power, I like the power. But for someone who uses this as a daily driver, getting into comfort now, these chairs are ridiculously comfortable. These are the same chairs in all throughout the Challenger series, I believe. I don't know if the material's the same. Obviously, some have cloth, some have leather, some have. My car, starting with the Scat Pack and up, have this Alcantara suede and Napa leather on the sides. These seats are ridiculously comfortable. They hug you. They embrace you. Okay, super comfortable. Again, you can fit a lot of stuff in this car, more than some people think it would for a two-door coupe. Now, some little downsides to it. Mirrors don't fold in; they fold up or down. It's kind of a different version of fold-in mirrors, but they're not like fold in, so that's a little downside. If you're taller than 6 foot, you're not going to have fun back there, especially if you're sitting in front of someone who sits really far back. I used to sit far back. I sit a little more forward. I don't know if he's noticed that. It's a little noisy back there. Keep that in mind, especially with these bigger V8 engines. They do make noise, so keep that in mind if your kid's sleeping or whatever. Be careful. If you're not having sleeping kids back there and you just have friends or whatever, it's fine. It's a good car to have. Visibility is fairly good. Now these pillars on the back, right next to the rear windshield, are really wide though. So if you have a sharp turn, you are not going to be able to see anything from the one side. So there's those few blind spots. Your side mirrors can help you with that. They're not terrible. But again, other than that, this car is a very good value car. I bought this for just under $44,000, so it's still affordable, very affordable. So that's a big thing. Moving on, we got the Scat Pack Shaker 392, whatever. Same car with a shaker hood that doesn't really do much except appearance. It adds a couple of horsepower, I think, but not really much more. It's for the aesthetics. Once you hit the SRTs, the 392s, the Hellcats, everyone knows about those. The big difference between the SRTs and the RTs are all SRTs have the 18-speaker Harman Kardons with the subwoofer. I believe they come in an option of all leather, not just the suede in leather. So if you like all leather, that's a plus thing to have. 392 has the same engine, 6.4 liter V8. Obviously, everyone knows the Hellcat, 6.2 liter supercharged Hemi V8, running 707 ungodly horsepower. Running, I believe, on 275 tires, which is not enough. If 245s aren't enough for this, 275s are not enough for that. So again, keep that in mind. Moving on to the other newer models, TAs. He has a lot of information about that pulled up. So he's going to talk a little bit about that. I'll shut up.
All right, cool. So the new TA is obviously, the look. The new look, the amazing old school look. It has, right now what they did release at SEMA, I believe, the Viper seats in the car. They look like Viper seats, like big racing seats. I'm not sure. I may be wrong on that. Possibly.
Are you sure you're not talking about the shakedown? Are you sure you're not talking about the shakedown?
I might be talking about a shakedown.
The TAs look like this car. They have that stripe on the side.
Yeah, sorry,
have the bug catcher lights on the front. They're both pulling air. They have the little TA logo on the inside of the light. Cool little aesthetic things that you'll notice throughout the cars that Dodge really likes doing. While you're pulling up that info, make sure you're talking about the right car. I'm professional. First the phone, now this. But okay, so TAs, very similar. I believe they run a 5.7 liter. I believe they run a V6, a 5.7, and a 6.4.
Yeah, version. No, that is because they come in what? The TA Plus, and then
the TA 392.
The 392.
392 has a 392 cubic inch 6.4 V8. It's a lot of detailing. It has hood pins. It has the satin hood, roof, and trunk. It has the satin black. Okay, so satin black on the side, TA stripe as well.
Yeah.
Once again, the bug catcher headlights. They're both intakes. They have a little TA logo on the inside. Very nice cars. Very similar interior. Same 8.4 Unit system. Same options all the way around.
Basically, it's just slightly better than the Hellcat.
It's an upgraded version of the RTs.
Basically, it looks really nice. They still have a lot of power. Look very nice and still are somewhat affordable for the car you are getting. Like,
I believe the 392, which is the 6.4 liter, has a starting price of $40,000. So with a couple of packs and options, it'll be a couple thousand off this car. But you have the hood pins, you have the stripe, you have the satin black.
Yeah,
looks very nice.
Yes.
I think they're lowered by a half inch.
No, yeah, they are lowered, and I believe they run 20 out of factory.
I mean, this runs 20 out of factory, but
Yeah.
it's a separate option. I think it's a default option.
This is a default option on the TAs. It runs 20 out of factory.
20 inches. Are they 245 still?
Yeah, they should be. They should be 245s. Yes.
Okay, 245 tires. So basically, 245 is how wide the tires are, just in case anyone didn't. I know I said I won't get into specific numbers and stuff, but you know, styling-wise, 245 wide tires. They're not super wide, but they're enough, I guess. Again, interior is going to be very similar.
Very comfy.
Very comfortable. Performance is going to be very similar. So, with that being said, we're going to hit the Chargers real quick. We have a very limited amount of time. I'm trying to keep the time down on these. So, Chargers, very similar to the Challengers. Same range, SXT up to Hellcat.
Yes.
Again, same, very similar interiors, except chairs are a little less huggy on those because they're not supposed to be super sporty sports.
They're more flat. They're more of a relaxed
flatter.
family vehicle, so to speak.
Yeah, more family style seating. They don't. I don't remember if they have this Alcantara suede with a Napa. I know they have the leather. I don't know about the suede. They probably do. Speedometers are a little different. They're flatter, and I don't like that. I don't like it. He likes it.
I think it looks fine. I would still prefer it to be similar to the Challengers because the Challenger speedometer just looks so. It's like a mixture of old school and new school put together. It just looks so nice. It's out. It's cratered in, but with the new Chargers, I'm gonna say they still look kind of ugly, but it's an upgrade.
It's an upgrade from the older Chargers, definitely.
I know it's a small detail to worry about, but as a person that just loves that wants to buy a Charger as a daily driver, I have to look at it every single day. I want it, to at least look appealing. And if it doesn't look appealing, it'll bother me, but I'm pretty sure I'll get over it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. It's a little things. Again, styling,
it's the little things.
The rest of this is very similar. 8.4 system, same thing. That's an option. You have the cruise control options.
The mid console is a bit different, but
it's a little bigger. It's not. This is very driver slanted. The Chargers are a little more flat. This center console where you can stick stuff is bigger, so you have a little more storage here. Obviously, it's a 4-door, so I believe the wheelbase is 4 inches longer. So back seat, plenty of room to sit back there. I've been in the back of a Charger. They're pretty okay. No, not arrested. But they're very nice back there. Way more roomy than this. They're a few $1,000s more than the Challengers, but overall, I say a very nice car. If you want a 4-door, if you want the similar power of the Challengers, but you want a 4-door, a slightly bigger family option. I believe another big difference is the trunk on the Chargers are automatic. You can automatically open and close them. These you can't.
No.
But other than that, very similar cars. Performance is very similar.
Yes.
Obviously, with a little heavier car, numbers will be slightly off, but that doesn't really matter when you're in the city or taking your kid to school as much. So, there's always, arguments of 6-speed manual or the 8-speed automatic. Take what you prefer. If you like the 6-speed, take the 6-speed. If you want something a little more daily friendly, the 8-speed is beautiful. Shifts really hard, really fast when you need it to, but it's smooth when you need it to be smooth. It'll go when it needs to go, but it'll just glide when you need it to be nice and quiet and calm. So, good fuel mileage too, up around the 20s. I believe this car gets 18 city, 22 highway, something like that. Chargers are a little better, I think, by like 1 or 2 miles per gallon.
I mean, it's not gonna make a difference, but hey, it's a little stat.
Depending on how you drive up. Some days I'll get 20 on this. Some days I'll get 12. Okay, so it depends on how you drive. But good mileage, good performance, good comfort. I think their car is very much worth it. We're gonna touch the Trackhawk very quickly. Dodge Durango Trackhawk using the 6.2 liter supercharged V8 Hemi from the Hellcat.
Yes.
It is a bigger car, not big, but it's still an SUV crossover, whichever you want to call it. It's got definitely more room than the Charger and the Challengers do, but it's heavier. But without them actually being released, I can't say much for comfort on the inside. I've never been in Durango before, so I can't say much on that part as far as comfort goes. But that might be something we come back to on a later date. Shakedown, old school. He accidentally started talking about earlier. Very old school body.
Very old school.
I think they took a 71 Challenger body, stuck new stuff in it with the Viper seats that he was talking about. Viper transmission, whatever. Very nice look. I hope they make that a thing, but maybe a little more modern on the interior, maybe a little more comfortable. Those Viper seats don't look great.
No.
But sorry, it seemed a little rushed. This is episode 1. This is the first thing we're doing. Timing's a little off, but we'll get better at it. So, without further ado, next time we'll be talking about Ford and Mustang specifically. So, hope you come back. So, until then, see you next time.
See you guys.